Costa Rica's mysterious stone spheres explained. For centuries, the enigmatic stone spheres of Costa Rica have puzzled experts and locals alike. Some ancient artifacts weigh as much as 16 tons, scattered throughout the country, but recent discoveries and investigations have shed light on the origins and purpose, revealing a fascinating history behind these mysterious objects. Here we dive into the video to know. The ancient Diquis culture of Costa Rica left behind a fascinating legacy of complex social and economic systems, chiefdoms, and impressive stone sculptures. The culture first emerged around 1500 to 300 BC as small farming communities revolving around an egalitarian system. However, by the Aguas Buendas period, between 300 BC to AD 800, these settlements evolved into chiefdoms with territorial divisions and trading networks, along with the earliest examples of sculptured stone such as spheres and cylinders. Finally, during the Chiriqui period between AD 800 and 1500, the Diquis culture reached its pinnacle, constructing large communities with stone walls, burial sites, and circular or rectangular mounds. They also created elaborate ceramic, bone, and gold objects and sculptured stone spheres, which were often placed in public plazas or along the approach to the dwellings of the ruling elite. Moreover, the Diquis spheres are a collection of over 300 perfectly rounded stones found throughout Costa Rica. The sizes of these spheres vary from a few centimeters to over 2 meters in diameter, most of which are made of gabbro. The way in which these spheres were created is still a mystery, although it's believed that the Diquis people sculpted them using boulders and polished them with sand. Despite their historical significance, Spanish explorers did not mention them during their expeditions to the region in the 16th century. This led to the speculation that the Diquis people had abandoned their homes or died from the unknown causes by the time the Spanish arrived. The spheres remained forgotten until the United Fruit Company rediscovered them in the 1930s during their jungle clearing operations to make way for banana plantations. Their original purpose and the reason for their creation remains a mystery. Some speculate that they may have been used for astronomical or spiritual purposes. The investigation for the mystery. Costa Rica's enigmatic stone spheres have intrigued people for centuries, and now UNESCO is considering granting them World Heritage status. John Hoops, an associate professor of anthropology at the University of Kansas, recently evaluated the stone balls for UNESCO and contributed to the decision whether sites linked to the spheres will be designated for preservation and promotion. Hoops, an expert in ancient cultures of Central and South America, explained that the stones are relatively new to science, having only been scientifically reported in the 1930s, despite being around since the Senanchra period of 1500 to 300 BC. Interestingly, there is no mention of the spheres made by Spanish explorers in the 16th century, adding to their mysterious nature. It wasn't until the 1930s, when the United Fruit Company began clearing land for banana plantations in southern Costa Rica, that they were rediscovered. Hoops also reported that there are approximately 300 known stone balls, with the largest weighing 16 tons and measuring 8 feet in diameter. Many of these spheres are located in Costa Rica's Diquis Delta region, with some in their original positions. In contrast, natural causes and human interference have moved or damaged others. The stones were initially created around 600 AD. Most date back to after 1000 AD, but before the Spanish conquest. The age of the spheres is determined by examining pottery styles and radiocarbon dates linked to the archaeological discoveries alongside the stone spheres. Hoops noted that determining when the stones were made is difficult because they can be used for centuries, and some remain in their original position for over 1,000 years. The stone balls have been surrounded by speculation and pseudoscience, with some publications alleging links to the lost continents of Atlantis. In contrast, others propose they were navigational aids or artifacts connected to Stonehenge or the monumental heads of Easter Island. Hoops stated that myths surrounding these stone balls are based on a lot of rampant speculation about imaginary ancient civilizations or visits from extraterrestrials. However, archaeological findings from excavations conducted in the 1940s link the stone balls to pottery and materials characteristic of pre-Columbian cultures in southern Costa Rica. The purpose behind creating the stone balls remains a mystery, as no written records have been found from the people who made them. Their culture became extinct soon after the Spanish conquest, leaving no myths, legends, or stories to explain their creation. Archaeologists rely on excavations and other archaeological data to understand the context surrounding the creation of the spheres. Hoops has created a webpage that debunks the misconceptions surrounding the spheres, clarifying that the stone's creation had nothing to do with the lost cities or extraterrestrial beings. Instead, he believes the primary technique used to create the spheres were pecking, grinding, and hammering wood stones. Evidence of hammerstones blows can still be found on some spheres, indicating that they were shaped by sculpting large rocks into a spherical form. So what do you think of these mysterious spheres and their origin? Comment below and subscribe for more.